this part, I'll be covering the India's concern. What is happening into Afghanistan and what is the India concern is going to affect India. So we have to understand, because very important, India, what is being, the techniques which is taking place in geo-strategically in Afghanistan, it will have a direct bearing in India. See, India has historically a very good relation with Afghanistan, not because of, because we like each other. See, it dates back to, just much before the Mughal came, before even the British were here. If you go back to the history, I will not touch upon, that is good enough to know. And our relations is something very, which we are very proud of, and which the Afghanis are very proud of. See, Kabuli Bala, when we say, I think, everyone understands better, Pathan Chacha and things like that. Even our movie has portrayed our relations on that terms, which is, just you see, when you hear, you understand what our relations are. And that is the way the Afghanis also look at it in India. When you coming down this turbulent time of last 42 years, India has played a very positive role as per the Afghanistan and people of Afghanistan, and it is acknowledged by everyone, including in the Westerns, when they actually, I'm not talking about Donald Trump, which sometimes he says that what Indians have done it, they have just done it, a parliament building, they have made it, they have made a library. See, that is a different issue, because American wanted, that India should put boots on ground. They have been, always advocating that India should not only go on its, strategy of carrying out the soft, approach in Afghanistan in the form of assistance, development, investment, man to man at the country, at the level of the country and relation. But they should have a tangible factor, something very important, boots on the ground, which India always resisted, and I think it was a very good strategy, which now the whole world will realize and the Americans will also realize. Now, in last about, this 4 decades, India has invested about $3 billion, a huge investment, 400 projects. 400 projects is a huge, in any field which is humanitarian, which is going to have, give you the Afghanistan his own standing. In Indian projects have touched 400. See, most symbolic has been, that parliament, then the Salma Dam, which the Taliban has destroyed. They have carried out a little bit destruction. It is something like symbolic, that because the Afghan people and Afghan government were saying there is a friendship dam. What the Taliban did it into Taliban 1.0 during that time of the regime of 1996 to 2001. In the last 2001, and that was the whole world actually, when they carried out the destruction of Buddhas, the huge statues, Babuniya statues, when they have carried out and they have used the direct firing weapons like their artillery guns for destroying that, it is something symbolic to that in my mind. And you can see the the Salma Dam, the way it has come. There are a lot of projects as per your connectivity, both towards the port areas, towards hinterland, joining from all sides with the every nation. So India has done a lot of development over there. We have got one of the largest 1,700 odd Indians which are looking out at various consulate, and I has brought it out in my previous presentation that other than Kabul and Mazar-e-Sharif, where the consulate at Kandahar, which has been the Indian Air Force aircraft has gone on Saturday for evacuation of those, and it's temporarily it has been halted because There are likely intelligence indications are there that any time Taliban can enter, because that has been their seat of power during 1990. Jalalabad has been vacated, Hearth has been vacated. As earlier brought it out, our concern is there. Basically, what we feel that, and this is also indications are there, intelligence, indications are there, many foreign mercenaries, which is there all around in the world, will gravitate. There has been a phenomena which we have seen in Syria, Yemen, and anywhere, where the fighting was. There are also a lot of female fighters, women fighters, who are Americans, who are Britishers, who are, all European. They have also come. What attracts them? The way, how they are being had, but, they have got something they're very, very, very strong, feeling or understanding or their affiliation with their ideology. So there is a likely indications are there, that type of things will take place, where the people will gravitate, especially the people who are not a fanatic, but they have been motivated to be there. I don't know what attractions there, because the world has to find it out. They may gravitate towards Afghanistan and the Taliban. There are likely chances also there the Al-Qaeda or the Islamic State may carry on a stronger this thing if the Taliban so chooses, because in Taliban also there are hardliners, there are softliners. There are hardliners are the people, and the majority of them are there. And the softliners are slightly more educated. They want that, because they have got some recognition and the tag of terrorists, a terrorist organization going, they should leverage it out and they should share the power, or they should have a softer approach and, open up to the world. And the way the hardliners, the way they are getting into the Pakistan, the way they are going into the China, giving the space to them, and they want, which these countries has to be very careful, because the Taliban at any time they can kick them out and you can't do anything about it. So through this my presentation, I am also cautioning them who is trying to do it to them. See, India has also changed the stance toward the Taliban. We also realize that everyone is talking, when the Russians are talking, when the Iranians are talking, when the Chinese is talking, the Pakistan, of course, they have the Taliban itself. The whole world has been talking to them, NATO is talking to them. So why India should not? And India is very likely so, because I am of the view that, we should have, our communication. There may be under, and that is called under table, your talks, but that is not the way. I feel it's a very good thing, and we started, and the way our present Foreign Minister Jaishankar has been going twice last month. Twice he has been in Doha. In Doha, there is a political wing, or the political offices, Taliban is there. And I believe when he is going to Doha, not announcing with the Taliban, but he is meeting, some sort of meeting is there, engagement is there. Iran, when there is a meeting on, he was there. And he has also gone to Russia. So India is working very hard over time and trying to have, the space which has been vacated by, the American and NATO, India is trying to have. And I think India has got acceptance. India has got acceptance. Even I feel the Chinese or the Pakistan, of course, he hates that, he doesn't want Indian to be there. It's totally against it. But when you look at Chinese, they may not, but heart to heart, somewhere they may be feeling that they can have a leave. Russia depends on America. Iran wants his involvement, and Afghan, of course, Afghan people may not be a Taliban. But in my judgment, that one phase will come where the Taliban 2.0 is going to come up with a hardliner. They may change a little bit here and there. they have been promising, the Taliban has promising that they will not touch any other. They have also anyone who is present over there, they will not touch any consulate. They will not say that everyone can work over there. At the same time, they have a contradictory remark when they were saying that, you know, when the Bargam air base was vacated or by Americans, or they have run away from there, that is the time. You see, they have been saying that, you know, all contractors who are Americans who have come there of the NATO must go back. But as for that they have not given against, but their action and some are damned, we have seen. So India is cautious about it. India may lose the space, may temporarily, but we have to keep working it, and very soon we'll find our right place in Afghanistan, because we are there in the heart of the people. Taliban may not able to carry on, and if they take it the harder line, if they go with absolutely in a radicalized way, they on Islamic or Caliphate sort of things, you know, they want to do it, I think, you know, then it not be expected some form of comeback where the Americans will have the standoff, you know, because the base has not been decided, where they will be, whether they will find a place in Pakistan. So a lot of things are going to happen in next 5-6 months, and this is what the concern are there. We have to engage it, and we have to engage it very, very, you know, intrinsically. We have to go, and we should not leave anything, any effort towards indirections, and if required, there is some sort of understanding in my mind is coming through Saudi Arabia, through UAE, and through UAE intervention, the way, you know, the firing hasn't stopped all along the border. So the things are evolving, the situation is developing, and it's a fast developing. It is major concern, major concern. It can go haywire. We may find, you know, if this Taliban, they have said that, you know, they will not intervene in Jammu and Kashmir. This is the official statement of Jammu. But they can always change, the foreign mercenaries can come. That will be a huge security challenge for India. Thank you very much.